And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
They've done it! They've done it! It's Maguire Crewe! They've done it again, this team!
What a magnificent piece of football!
A really, really good goal!
You can't let this one go down.
Grimsby are heading back to the Football League.
Love it. I'm terribly sorry, everyone. This is going to be a bit of a drama. We've got Bruce in Cleethorpes Cricket Club. We've got Sam, who's still, living over. Oh, can we not hear me or something? Can you hear me, Sam? There we go. Not great. Mike's internet's gone. I've got it coming through. My USB keeps disconnecting.
What happens when you're in the north?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Welcome along to the DN35 podcast. Bruce has just had a tequila rose. And how many shots have you had now, Bruce?
It's not the shots that are the problem, mate. I've had about 3 shots, but we've had quite a few pints. I'm in the Linden Club, actually. Not in the cricket club today.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, branching out.
Going up in the world.
Hang on, guys. Sorry.
Mike's not in Scunthorpe, is he? If things are going down.
I'm trying to work out what's working on my side.
Bruce, put yourself on mute when you.
Evening,
Bruce,
Stephen,
put yourself on mute when you're not speaking. All I can hear is screaming kids in the background. Provided that's you.
It sounds like
big. It's that big fun. It sounds like big fun.
Absolutely.
You do in Hull. You're doing your. That's better. I can't hear it now. It's great. In some ways, that's quite disconcerting, though. Actually,
It's going well.
Are you in Scunny, Mike?
I think we're ready for the end of the season. This is shit.
This is even more sort of incoherent and sort of than it reckons to be, and that's saying something. Shit.
This is a shambles. Where's Mike? You there, Mike? Come in, Mike. I mean, with a name like that, it should be working.
Pod to Mike.
Alex, are you all right? No. What's going on? Oh, Sam, it's just me and you. Where are you?
It's just me. I'm in London, mate. I've been at the pub all afternoon watching the Grand Prix and then both games of football. I've just got home now, sort of ready for a kind of quiet one in tomorrow for the bank holiday. You're in the Linden Club, are you?
I am, mate. Yeah. We've somebody suggested an
Hello?
afternoon, and here we are. I apologise if there's a little bit of background noise. The kids have been given control of the deck, so there's some tunes playing.
It's fine, Bruce. At least you can hear what I'm saying, and we're responding to what one another have got to say. It's nice not having to go to work tomorrow, isn't it? God, it's like a play. It's like a playground or something in the background. Or is that just the sort of what's going on? There sounds like some play centre or something, like kids screaming.
I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but the kids are playing football on the dance floor.
Join in, Bruce.
So we've just ordered about 15 pizzas in. So if someone feeds me pizza in a bit, I apologise.
Is it as good as the offer at Southampton was? The pizza and drink for £6.50 O'Neill's in Southampton. The highlight of the season.
That was Southampton was a good day, wasn't it? Somebody tweeted this week, what was your team's best day of the season? And I think that atmosphere and that win at St Mary's was The atmosphere was good at Brighton, but it was better at Southampton for me.
It was, yeah. I mean, the whole build-up. I enjoyed the afternoon at Southampton better than the afternoon at going down, seeing people, seeing you guys, having tea with my dad and auntie, and then the kind of the atmosphere. And given we were sort of tighter in, weren't we, in Southampton, and just kind of the drum and everything. It was just better. It was just better. Full stop. Oh God.
No, it was, mate.
I can hear myself think.
It was, mate.
I'm back. Order has been restored.
Bruce and I were doing a decent job. Bruce and I sort of steaming. We're doing a decent job of holding the fort there.
Are you rapping, Sam?
Bruce.
I
thought it was just the internet. It's the idea that you two are like two drunk people trying to get into a nightclub by trying to act as sober as you possibly can. Right. It's the end of the season, kind of. We've got another game to go, but who cares? Look, we had Crewe and we had Stevenage, and if we were a professional podcast and we cared about the last game of the season, we would have actually done some work and got someone on from Wimbledon. But we're not professional and we don't care. So I will go with the person I work with, who's a big Wimbledon fan, and said this on Wimbledon: if you don't beat us, you're a big bag of shit. So that's the Wimbledon preview done. I had a quick listen to their Womble podcast before we joined this. My God, they are miserable over there. They are, on suicide watch for a lot of them. Yeah. They are the worst performing team at the moment. So,
looking at their results, you think we need the season to end? God, they need the season to end. It's even. I mean, are they 20th or 21st in the division now? I mean, since they beat us, obviously, that their form has gone south. They've got sort of worse form than Scunny.
No one does that. No one has that.
apart from Maidstone.
Right, gents, I'm going to ask you a question. In the last 30 years, how many times have Grimsby Town finished in the top half of a league in the English Football League? English Football League only in the last 30 years. Bruce, I want your number now.
What, including the National League?
No, not including the National League.
No,
the Football League.
Football League.
You know when he said in the Football League, Bruce, it's because you meant in the Football League, mate.
Oh, are you here? Are you? Thanks for
I'm
coming.
here. I'm just observing what's going on here.
I'm going 4.
Sam?
I was going to say 4 as well, but I'll go 5, given that Bruce got 4.
I'm going to say 3.
It is. Sam is right. 5. We have finished top half of the table in the last 30 years 5 times. They were, for those who are keeping count.
No, can I guess them? I want to guess them.
No,
I want to guess them.
No. 92, 93, 94, 95, 97, 98, 98, 99, and 05, 06.
92, 93 was a good season.
Was it?
That was the season we beat Newcastle at Newcastle.
After they'd won the first 11 games of the season, that one. Whatever it was. So when everyone's going on about, it's a poor season, Hurst is a dinosaur, make earlier subs, better recruitment, Hurst is rubbish, Hurst out, and yet we've made the FA Cup quarterfinals. And we've likely finished in the top half for only the 6th time since 1992. I think some people probably need to reevaluate their assessment of where Grimsby Town are as a football club. Really,
it made me look.
Everyone, Sam. It's not everyone, is it? It's
no,
a few
it's
that
tiny
shout.
now.
No,
it's a few that shout loudly.
No, I mean everyone who's saying that. Sorry, Bruce. I'm sorry I wasn't clear, but that's what I meant.
Everyone times about exaggerating.
He loves that joke.
Yeah. I realise it's a vocal minority, Bruce, but absolutely, and it's the noisiest minority. But everybody who says that, I think they need to pipe down. Really, given the
I got it because
when they put it in context.
I was watching the ITV or whatever it is thing when they showed Stevenage, And the way Jules Breach was talking about it, it's like, and this is the first time Stevenage have been in League One in 10 years. She sounded so in disbelief that could you imagine a team that hadn't been in League One in the last decade at least? And there's me here quite happy that we're finishing in the top half or going to try and finish in the top half. And if we beat Wimbledon on
Monday,
on whatever day it is, it'll be we will have actually earned more points at home than we will have away. So it's immediately switched that home form is shit thing.
Yeah, again. So the whole home form's rubbish. Hurst is too negative. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, again, do one.
Sam, stop it! Stop it! It's not everyone. It's not everyone.
No,
I thought
I'm
you
not saying
shouted.
it's everyone.
I thought you shouted at the pub then.
Mike's
I'm not
told
saying
you
it's
a million
everyone.
times.
I'm not
Stop
saying it's everyone,
exaggerating.
Bruce. I'm saying it's everyone who kind of peddles
You
that
said
narrative.
everyone.
No, I said everyone who's saying that. That's my point. But the people who disappear on the fishy and on Twitter on Praise and Grumble, who never pipe up,
You mean like Wacker?
and then
You mean like Wacker?
no,
All
but
the people.
I'm staying out of that conversation. What was I going to say?
I say we have it. Let's do it right now.
Go on then.
Sam, why are you whacker?
I'm not Wacker. I just kind of think that he's just an attention seeker, and by talking about him on the pod is what he wants. So I don't think we should talk about him.
Yeah, that's true. I was speaking hypotheticals. If you believe the rumors you have are true, do you really think the best way of doing it is trying to, go graze yourself with the same attention on the podcast, on your Twitter account that was praising the Bradford Fire and taking the piss out of it? Do you really think that is going to get the maximum amount of attention you want to do to these, for keeping people, keeping the board in check, as you would say? So
and then
we'll have a proper chat.
And then using a racial slur 4 days later. Yeah, I don't really think it's wise to give those that sort of thing publicity, frankly.
Yeah, that's
No,
absolutely.
no,
But
just shut up and get your own work done.
I don't know if Bruce is talking about Wacker or is he talking about the people in the pub?
Mate, do your own work. Your dad's just told you off.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
really need a close season now, don't we?
Well, let's talk about Stevenage. I thought for the first 30 minutes, we were absolutely fine. We had all the possession. We had about 35 corners, none of which amounted to anything. They had a disallowed goal, which I think if it had been allowed, I think it would have opened the floodgates. But after that, second half, I think Stevenage were reminded what they had to do and went and did it. They are not amazing. They are a bunch of physical lumpers and they are pretty good at it. So all credit to them. They outfought us, outmuscled us, and we were so on the beach. I'm pretty sure I saw Gavin Holohan sucking on a Calippo halfway through the second half. And by the way, he had a pretty poor game yesterday.
I think, but going on that, I think you probably need to cut Gav a bit of slack, really. I mean, you talk about the fact we've had a really short close season. He had a really short close season the season before as well. So I'm reluctant to have too much criticism towards Holohan, to be honest with you. But I agree. I mean, to be fair, were our corners ever going to have any impact when their players roll on average about a foot taller than ours to a man? We could have had a million corners yesterday, and we didn't look like scoring at all, did we? Especially in the second half. It was.
Yeah.
I walked out of the game. My dad said to me, and I agree with it. It was an entirely predictable affair, really. It was away at Stevenage, where we never get anything anyway. They had everything to play for. We had nothing to play for. And we got beaten 2-0. And the last half an hour was completely pointless after it fell 2-0 behind. I'm not saying move on from the conversation, but I'm not really sure there's much more to say about it than that. They were better than us in a sort of Steve Evans sort of way, really.
Yeah, he was very un-Steve Evans like yesterday. I was disappointed. I didn't stay for the celebration, so but I was at least expecting him to kick off at some point, or But
it's only at Blundell Park, isn't it? It seems to be, because one of my favourite days, in fact, probably in the sort of the league spell between the two, like the promotion and the subsequent relegation, was that home game against Mansfield when we won 3-0 and Hayden White got sent off for Mansfield and nobody apart from my dad managed to spot it. And Steve Evans got sent to the stands and got baited in the press box and so on. I mean, that was genuinely one of my favourite days out at football ever. It was just brilliant. From beginning to end, I loved it. I was only about 16.
Yeah, I don't know. Was there any controversial moments? I'm not necessarily sure. I don't think there was. They got a couple of light free kicks, I think, but I thought the referee overall was, not average for League Two, which is, a 4 out of 10.
I can go into it if you like, but I'll just be saying what we've said a million times already this season about.
And that's the thing, isn't it?
The ref, they played the ref better than we did. They went down for cheap free kicks better than we did, and they could mix it better.
Yeah, and do you know what?
I can do more detail if you like, but I don't really think there's any desire from anybody to go into that.
And
no, we're fine, Sam. Honest, we're fine.
And I think that's the problem nowadays is the same old stories. I thought George Lloyd was outmuscled quite a lot up front. And I think that sort of lack of physicality for everybody actually in the team, not just him, was pretty apparent. So that's what that is. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
That's no indictment on George Lloyd, is it? It's just a reality that he was sort of gobbled up by centre halves who were a foot taller than him. There's no, and I wasn't surprised when Hurst withdrew him, frankly. So when people are saying that George Lloyd got to sign him in the summer, we'll have to sign George Lloyd and 2 other strikers, in my view, who are going to be better. What's Bruce doing? He's sort of...
Do you know what it did? Do you know what it did? Sort of. Make
I don't
me
know.
think
I even saw his light out.
Is looking at Stevenage and looking at, they've just got promoted. There's, other than their style of play, there isn't too much that is extraordinary about them, is there really? So what that sort of says to me is it doesn't take world beaters to get out of this league. It takes a team that knows what it's doing, knows how it plays, and plays to that way. So I think some people think you have to, it's going to take an awful lot to get up there next season and to be competing. I think things like Stevenage and other teams we've seen show us you just need to know what you are and play that way. So that's encouraging, really.
And in 05-06 season, like we talk about that and how good Reddy was, the amount of complaining and whining was done during that season by the fans. Andy Parkinson was a headless chicken and didn't do much. Tom Newey just belted it up top and didn't really do anything. And the same with Alan Buckley in the Buckley years. The amount of times people used to whinge and whine about, oh, this is boring, this possession-based football. It just goes side to side. It's like watching a crab. And that's what I remember from the first stage of Buckley when how people were feeling. It's incredible that everything's different in the past, isn't it? And in the view of history.
Well, what was interesting about the Slade second season is that he was playing not completely different, but quite differently from how he did in the first season, I think. And I read something a couple of years after about the amount of work he did in the close season, about looking at how teams have got promoted out of League Two. And he sort of worked out they have a quick man up top and the ball goes in behind and they win the majority of the games doing that. So he set a team up to do it and he nearly did it. So we haven't got at the minute a style, I don't think. And I think that's primarily down to the fact the amount of games we've had. We have, and the short pre-season and the turnaround in the squad in the summer. So what I'm hoping to be doing in the pre-season and going into next season to start seeing maybe a bit of a plan and a bit of a style that we like to play. I know start of the season we did press quite high and we did win the ball back quite a lot, but obviously playing 59 games sort of limits the amount that you can do that throughout a season. So that's what that's taught me yesterday is, teams don't need to do a lot. They just need to do it well. And hopefully we can do that next year.
I have no idea what Sam's doing. His finger in the camera.
He's doing what?
I was looking at the comments on the chat section to see if anybody had said anything.
Don't do that.
All right, let's have a quick look. That's a good point, Sam. Thank you for pointing out because everybody is very kind to come to us. Ollie was trying to help us. Alex, you're muted. Andrew Niles says this has an end of season feel to this. Absolutely. The second next week's pod is done, bang, light goes off, pod shut for a couple of months. We're all going on holiday.
I said it felt like me the day before recess. Just sort of like I just want to go to the pub and just come come to work not in a suit next week and just sort of wind down for a bit. That's how it feels.
Yeah, work. Simon Hodson says it was nice to see Sam at the match yesterday. Still won't make eye contact with Marinahodo. That's disappointing, Sam.
Didn't I? I mean, I didn't see him. I saw you, Alex. I gave you a wave from my bottle of water when I was walking back across with my dad. If you clocked us, but.
I did. I was going to come and see.
He was trying to avoid you, mate, is what he told the rest of us.
I took Sam's excitement. That's true. Actually, so Simon Hodson definitely saw me because I was when Mishi put it. It was sort of like just towards the halfway line after about 10 minutes. I was like, "Get in there, Mish, good lad." So yeah,
but that wasn't the best challenge of the game yesterday. The best challenge was it Mars or was it Green on whoever came through? He made the mistake initially. And let him through.
It was Matt.
It was a bad touch and a great challenge, wasn't it? Great touch.
It was amazing. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
But the best bit of defending was by Luke Waterfall on the line after Croker had made yet another error. And saved Croker's bacon.
Can we try?
Did he make an error, or did he get? Did he make an error, or did he get given the ball somewhere where he shouldn't have got it?
All he had to do was kick it, and he tried pissing about with it. Honestly,
Sam,
you two. Sam, you two get stuck into Mishi every week, and
I just say, hang on, calm down. I don't think I do get stuck into Efete as much as you think. I certainly don't make a point of, riling against him. I don't think he's good enough for us, and I think he's inconsistent. I'm quite happy to have him as a second choice centre back, and I really enjoyed him to begin with. But I think you're being relatively unfair on Crocombe at times when I don't think he made a great job of that. And I do come around to your way of thinking he isn't going to be a goalkeeper that wins you a match, but I don't think he's half as terrible as you make him out to be, which is that he is some sort of impending orb of doom at the back between the goal, just waiting to volley it into his own net.
You're misrepresenting what I've said. So what I've said in previous weeks, it's that Crocombe has been fireproof, is the expression I've used. And inexplicably, he's been exempt from until the last few weeks. He was exempt from scrutiny. Basically, since March, he was exempt from scrutiny. And as a result of that, I thought I didn't understand why Crocombe was essentially exempt from scrutiny. Waterfall seemed to get it as well. He didn't seem to get as much scrutiny, yet he made several errors for goals. Well, I thought. Glennon makes lots of errors.
Bruce, you got to turn it off. YouTube will ban the video.
That's way better than me talking about Max Crocombe.
This video is not going to go up on YouTube now, is it? It's going to get copyright claimed within 30 seconds. Yeah, but I don't know. I think that level of criticism you have is slightly more than what Efete gets given the errors that both make. Because I guess with the goalkeeper, if you make an error, it's quite,
a goal.
Yeah.
To be fair,
I think you've got the Crocombe thing in your head now, Sam. You've got the Crocombe thing in your head. That's all you're seeing.
It's what he's known for. It's what he's known for. Sam's, say the line again, Sam.
This is what he does.
What makes errors that leads to goals. Yeah, that's what you don't want goalkeepers to do.
He's talking about Efete again. Stephen says this season has been a season of progress, but the negativity of our supporters has been so frustrating. I agree, Stephen. But I feel like the BBC at half the time. Well, I get told that I'm being,
hold on. We didn't independently appoint you. If you feel like you're the BBC, what's going on?
Sam, I believe as a member of the Conservative Party, you should probably keep quiet about the BBC and being appointed.
Ooh.
Alex is our Director General. Shut up, Sam.
Yeah, I can get you a good loan, Sam. Do you need some money? I can get you sorted.
Nope, don't need any money. I've got.
You might need a job in a bit.
Yeah. You're loaning him to the Scunthorpe podcast. Is that what you're doing? You're loaning him out.
Loaning him out.
I did say.
You're going to have the nicest wallpaper in their players' lounge.
I did say to someone the other day, I can't ever work for the Scunthorpe or Wrexham MP. All I have to do is look on my Twitter and just kind of that. There's no chance I can ever go there just because of what I've said about them.
Are they Tory or Labour, Sam?
They're both Tory at the moment. I wouldn't.
Yeah, they'll be Labour soon.
So Bruce is coming out with the political pranks.
Yeah. Holly might hold on in Scunthorpe because she's a good.
Oh, listen to this, Holly. Oh, old holes bowls.
What about Ben? Well, Ben. What about Ben? Will he win?
All right,
It's taking a turn, chaps. It's taking a turn.
I just want to talk about football. Let's go down this and see what else is there. Andrew wants to know an actual football question. Are Northampton going to blow it again? They may well do.
So on that note, yesterday, I thought that. Did you see the conference results late on when Gateshead went to 3-0, 2-0, then 3-0, then 4-0 against Maidenhead, and then Torquay took the lead against Wrexham? I thought the same situation as what happened at Northampton last season was going to manifest itself, and Maidenhead were going to lose 7-0 and go down, and Torquay were going to stay up, but Wrexham equalised at Torquay, and no such situation occurred.
Oliver says, to be fair, I don't see why the club are getting so involved with a troll Twitter account. You're probably very right there, Oliver. I think it's more to do with the direct abuse to individuals.
They've got a duty of care. They've got a duty of care as an employer.
Yeah. Nolan says Lloyd fell over about 6 times. He needed new studs. I think they all fell over quite a lot yesterday, Nolan. It was quite surprising because given it was sort of quite a dry and nice day, I wasn't expecting that. I think everyone had moved on to blades too quickly. Ollie says, really hope we don't offer Taylor a new deal. He offered nothing on Saturday. Oh, do you know what, Oliver? I thought he was fine. I don't think he was any worse than anybody else up front. I thought he wasn't as overawed as Lloyd was. But I understand why you wouldn't want to. I mean, he's a striker that's scored 3 goals this season, and that's fine if others are scoring around him and the strikers around him, but they're not. So I can understand your thoughts on that too.
Taylor offered more than Lloyd yesterday, but agreed. I agree. But he will. I think he will be released. He's not. I mean, I think we can all. You can disagree with me if you like, but he's struggled more than. So I couldn't see that.
I can't see. It's only me and you on, Sam. No one else can see anybody else.
No, Bruce has got a guest on. I can't
see who it is.
I can't see who it is either.
This is Emma.
Hi, Emma. How are you?
Hello, Emma. How are you doing?
Oh my God, Bruce is going to fall into a bush.
Whoa, that's scandalous. Emma's just a friend.
I didn't mean it like that, Bruce. Your head went there straight away.
You knew what you were doing, Green. Don't try.
I wish I was that intelligent. Andrew agrees with you, Mike. He says he doesn't understand our style of play. I believe, Andrew, we don't have a style of play. I agree with both of you. I just think that we don't have a style of play because no one in the team is particularly amazing at one thing. We're not a particularly quick team. We're just a hard-working team. So, we keep it tight, try and reduce the errors, and see what we can get up front by being, someone's turned the light. Someone's put 50p in the machine. Oh no, it's gone off again.
No. I do think, Alex, that at the start of the season we did seem to be a team that liked to press quite high and win the ball back quite high. Interesting to actually look at those statistics. I just think the quick turnaround and the amount of games just means we haven't had the opportunity to be as well drilled and to develop that as much as other people have. So we stay in the games we're hard to beat, and then that's about it.
I mean, didn't her say or something that the players have got until Friday off now, even before the Monday game? So there's definitely a kind of recognition, from him that we're spent, aren't we? I mean, just listen to this, and you can tell that the season needs to end. God knows what the players are like. Given that, I mean, I tweeted yesterday saying that we started the second half of yesterday with 7 of the players who started the playoff far plus Bigiafete, who would have played in all likelihood had he been fit. I think that kind of tells its own story, really.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And you're right with Holohan as well. Given what he did with Hartlepool, it's the same. That they all need a good couple of months off, and it's the only time I'd forgive them for playing one friendly before the start of the season, just to make sure that.
I honestly hope Hurst is booked a couple of weeks off work after the Wimbledon game. His mind must be frazzled, poor bloke. I mean,
I don't
he
think
he won't stop worrying and thinking about it since the start of last season. It's I mean, and then the start of last season, and then since I worked out after the sort of the Luton first game, we played half a season, so 23 games in 3 months. I mean, I doubt any football club in the history of sort of lower league football has had such a concentration of games as we've had since August 2021. And it's not an excuse. It's not a kind of like, oh, that's why we're rubbish. It's a genuine mitigation that should explain an awful lot of our issues in terms of style of play, in terms of this perception. I saw a lot of people tweeting yesterday saying can't be arsed. It's nothing to do with that. It's just we're all knackered. Me included.
Yeah, including this podcast. I mean, we've said the same things about 40 times. It's getting to a point where it's we're being slightly derivative of ourselves. Just having a look at the tables. I think now we can't finish any lower than 15th. I believe I've just got to have a look to see if any of the teams play each other, Sutton, Newport and Doncaster, and we could finish still high as 10th. There are 3 teams on 58 points, us included. And you know, it's probably our 5-0 defeat at Swindon that's changed it, because Swindon are now 10 goals ahead of us as a result. But
because that was a net 10 in favour of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. They knew what they were doing. That's the swing that Peter Snow would have liked. John,
can I point out that 3 weeks ago, we're sat here and we're talking about where we can finish, and you, Alex, said we're not catching Sutton. There's no chance there's no chance we're catching Sutton.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, you know, Sutton have lost 5 games in a row. They're doing
their best just to prove you wrong, mate. That's all.
Yeah, they are. Well done for them. They're really showing me up.
Their form since we won 1-0, Michia Fete, there has gone completely south. So as a result of Michia Fete, their season has declined immeasurably.
I can imagine that. You imagine if you concede a goal to Michia Fete, your professional standards must have dropped so low that you have hit rock bottom and you struggle to recover. And I'm obviously playing that for jokes, just to annoy Sam.
Sutton's form has gone south, and Hartlepool have been relegated. So there is some kind of
there is a sense to my madness. Is that what you're saying? People are so rocked by losing to Michia Fete. They're all in support groups up and down the country.
He's a defender. Someone listen to this podcast and go, "Who's this comedian? He's this defender who can't defend. He scored against us, and now we're rubbish."
Only one of the most jammy P rollers ever, says Nolan. Andrew says we will still be favourites for relegation with the bookies next season. I hope not, Andrew. I don't think we will. And I mean, if they do, Stevenage was favourites to finish rock bottom this season. I'll happily take that.
Yeah, but that's a fair point. Who, assuming Wrexham and Notts County come up, who are in the? I mean, we sort of know the league and know ourselves better than sort of lazy bookmakers do. But who would you say is going to kind of, you look at sort of all 24 clubs next season, just stands out more than us, who's been relegated twice to the non-league in the last 13 years? Who stands out more than us in terms of they're a dead ringer for going down? Harrogate,
Crawley, and Colchester.
Harrogate, maybe. Wrexham. I have got so much stick in the last week from every single one. Even people who don't even know football have been sending me text messages going, enjoy Wrexham. It's cut through the Wrexham story has cut through in a incredible way, in fairness to them. Like, as I said, people who have no interest in football have come up to me and said, "Oh, you know football, don't you? So what do you think of Wrexham?" And it's extraordinary. Someone else, please speak.
I think we're all just taking that in, mate.
Extraordinary, Sam.
We're taking it in. We're just basking in its brilliance of what we've just witnessed.
Let's talk about Crewe. All right, we won 2-0 against Crewe. Really inventive free kick, scored very well by Gavin Holohan. And I'm just trying to work out the second one. And we should really talk about Evan Corey as well, because he has been sensational. He played beautifully against Crewe. He came on yesterday for a short while too. Bruce, what are your thoughts on Evan Corey while you're talking?
The second one was Orsey's header, wasn't it, from Kristen's cross? Really good goal.
Yeah, it was. What are your thoughts on Crewe?
I think he looked good on Tuesday. A little bit less so when he got on yesterday. But is that Sam sneezing?
He just can't help himself. He doesn't like the idea of anybody else speaking. It freaks him out.
Go on, Sam,
he can't stop himself talking. He can, but he just has to say something before he.
I just need to say it.
I didn't even say anything. I literally said nothing.
Who was it then that was interrupting?
It was Sam.
Oh, okay. What were you saying, Bruce?
Somebody. No, I think he looked good the other day. I mean, obviously, he's only really got a chance in the home game so far, hasn't he, for much time. But you can't judge too much on the Crewe game because they were a non-existent opponent, really. They didn't offer. They were on the beach more than we've been. I just can't. I'm looking forward to see Corey. I don't think Hursty's got a particularly good recent reputation since he's been here of giving youth a chance. He likes to go with these proven players that have got experience. But obviously, we've always been under pressure before. But Corey looked good, on Tuesday. But he's got a big season next season. We need to see what he can do, don't we? And hopefully he'll get a chance, and hopefully he'll raise his level a little bit on a consistent basis.
Nice. He looks very Soccer Saturday sort of lounging on that Chesterfield.
I was just gonna say, he looks like he's just sat on, just on a therapist sofa there, doesn't he?
Shall I tell you what Bruce looks like? Bruce looks like the big city slicker in a Hallmark Christmas movie, and they've all gone back to his wife's hometown, and she's just fallen back in love with her old boyfriend, who's now a lumberyard merchant, and Bruce has been left on his own after he's done a big deal in the city. That's his vibe at the moment. He looks like the dumped in the Hallmark movies. Look, there he's trying to get her attention, and she's not interested.
Two more lager and limes.
Maisie's there. Maisie looks as hammered as. This is great for a podcast, but Bruce is currently, handing the AirPods around. I hope there's some sort of Patreon version of this where people can join for a $5. Here we go. He's introducing another person.
This is Danny. Do you want to say hi to Danny?
Hi, Danny. How are you? Welcome to the show. I didn't say that. I don't know.
You've got an AirPod in. You can hear what he's saying.
What's Danny's opinion on Michiafetti and Max Crocombe?
Yeah, Danny, where do you sit on Michiafetti?
Michiafetti, do you like him? Don't look like he's speaking French. Is he shit or not shit?
Oh, Sam, you haven't got a supporter there.
Sorry. Right, what about Max Crocombe? Is he hot or not? No.
Oh, well, there you go. Half and half, Sam.
Gavin Holohan, no? Bloody hell. We've got no retain list. Right, we've got no retain list.
Anthony Glennon.
Yes, Anthony Glennon, yes or no?
Oh, we're probably not going to keep this feature going.
Oh, you've been shelled. Sorry.
Okay, well, this is so end of season. Bruce is now outsourcing his work to other people in the pub.
What we were talking about Evan Curry, wasn't we?
He was all right.
I think I like the look of him. I think he's got a good first touch and a good control of the ball, and I think he looks to try and play some decent passes. He's also somebody in the midfield that is quite sort of tenacious. I think from the little bits I've seen about him, he is trying to close the ball down, win the ball back high, and I think he's a sort of player that if you can develop him well, I think could go far in the game. That's not getting too far ahead of ourselves, but he looks like he's got the basis of a really good player. And I think what's been interesting the last few games is that Hurst is very keen not to overplay him. So if he has a good game, then he still starts on the bench the next the next match because he is very keen not to just keep chucking him in there. So hopefully next season he can be somebody that's getting a little bit more game time from the bench and starting a few more games, and hopefully he develops into a good player. But I like the look of him on the ball.
Good. I'm just trying to pull some bits up for a bit in a minute. Andrew Matthews says there's been 3 transfer rumours I've heard for next season: Bennett, Vernon, and Chadwick. I assume he means Billy Chadwick, who's currently at loan at Boston. And
Question. When is it too early to restart Belingo Watch?
Belingo Watch? What, for Charles Vernon?
Yeah, I think we need to start it again, lads. Belingo Watch.
It's never too early, Mike.
It was on all.
Yeah. Have you seen Charles Vernon in a Tesco? If you've seen him in a Tesco, find out the meal deal he's eating and if he's signing for town. Weather and traffic next.
I can't.
I reckon if we got Mike on the best, we could do him. It could be a Ukraine reporter for us. I mean, he's got the look. He's got the look of a reporter. That was good, Mike. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
What were those ones that I heard? Was it that was Vernon, wasn't it? And the guy from Filed.
Hang on. Bruce wants to have a go. Hang on. This is
Kyle Horton.
Hang on. Wait a minute.
The guy from Filed, Horton. That was it. Yeah, but he's probably a load of bollocks. But there was Horton, wasn't there? And it was the other one. Vernon, Horton. I love this time of year. It's like, this time of year is brilliant. It's just like season's done, town is safe, and loads of people are talking bollocks about who we're going to sign. It's great.
Who are we going to sign, Bruce? You're the man on at the know for Belingo Watch. So who are your rumours that you've heard?
There was Horton. There was Vernon. I mean, that's closer than close when you're struggling for underwear. And what was the other one? Come on, help me out, Alex. Who was the other one I mentioned? I can't remember now, if I'm honest.
My favourite bit of this is Mike and Sam are both screaming at the camera below me to tell me who it is.
Just tell me who it was.
Shrimpton in Scunthorpe.
Oh, yeah, Finley Shrimpton. And somebody said sign him up just if it's just to piss them off and upset them little Midland
That
League.
sounds exactly like what Mike. And that's Bruce for.
I didn't get any of that. Was that you or me not working properly?
Mate, it's all of us.
None of us are working very well.
There's
a lot of buttons to press doing that. I've really got to find a way of reducing it.
We're only allowed one drunk person per podcast, chaps.
Bruce, it was me who said we should sign. It was me who said we should find Shrimpton just as a power move, even if he's no good, just to kind of say, right, Scunny, you're in regional football. It's about time you learn your place in life and accept.
If we were horses and this podcast was McDonald's, should I be worried?
What? Hang on. If we are horses and this podcast is McDonald's, should we be worried?
Am I going to be in the next Big Mac? Is that what's happening?
Can't you get horse burgers in McDonald's in France?
You probably get them. You put Sam.
Oh dear!
You probably get them.
Oh dear! I betrayed myself.
I don't know
what
horse meat.
You get horse meat whether you want burger or not.
Mike's looking frustrated. Mike, I think we just got to go with this. So this is what we've got so far. So Simon says, whoever edits this has got their work cut out. Simon,
we don't edit this shit.
There's going to be no edit. It's going to be raw.
Raw horse meat.
Do it live every week, he says. It'll be good, he says.
Nolan finally gets the joke. Don Chodger is brilliant. Thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. Do you know what? The fact that you're the first person to point it out has disappointed me. It's like every time I put up a tweet that I think is going to be a banger and it isn't. Simon Hodson says this is a new low. It's not, Simon. We can get lower.
I like your tweet today, Alex. That said that the Grand Prix is the equivalent of Town versus Sutton. That was good. I like that.
Thank you very much. Look, I'm going to have to mute Bruce. I've muted him because he's going to get us
kicked off. If you think this is low, Simon, you wait till the middle of fucking June.
We're not doing podcasts in June, Simon. Don't worry.
Bruce,
I'm on holiday.
Bruce, I'm not doing a pod in the middle of June. I'll be in a beer garden. I'll be busy. I'll be ready. I've got things to do.
Yeah. He's going to be on Reed's website. Taylor Blease says this is a professional pod with a lot of emojis. I don't know what you're talking about. Ollie says Bruce or Cantona.
So going back to that, when did we ever pretend this was professionally produced? I mean, we've never even masqueraded as being kind of a professional.
We went in for an award once, and we are still the best English non-league podcast that is no longer in non-league.
In the DN postcode area.
So you mean we're better than Harrogate, Salford, Sutton, and Wrexham?
Yeah, that's
County.
That's about it,
Notts
mate.
County.
That's about it.
Simon, being in a beer garden might actually improve this podcast considerably. Chiffy says we're not winning any awards tonight.
To do that.
I think we need to. And do you know what? If you think this is
Gala's
good,
on. Listen, Gala's on.
Does he not get the copyright thing on YouTube? This video is not going to even be on it.
Bruce, go home.
Yeah, what you walking home is the best part of this. Okay. Ollie says, when is the Wacker v Stockport pod? It's not happening. Look, I don't understand all these people inviting themselves onto this podcast. This is obviously quite a high caliber of guest, and you can't just invite yourself on. So yeah,
I'd tell you what. I hope he's not watching this week. He won't be coming on again, will he?
Who's that?
But we invited him on last week. We invited him on last week, and he declined to come on. So do one.
Oh well, he already came back at us with that. So I think.
Oh yeah, he conveniently just got in and needs to cook his tea, didn't he, or something? Whatever.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. And Jason did offer to come on. We'll get him on, but I don't really want to do a podcast just solely on rumours. And look, I am slightly concerned that Graham Rodgers has left the club after 30 years and no one has announced it. Hopefully he's just been deleted from the website. It'll be interesting. We'll have a quick chat with Jason at the end of the season, mostly about the season, and then we will, talk about it later. Taylor, sorry, yes, Sam.
I hate to keep talking about him, but wouldn't
no, you don't. You don't hate to keep talking about Sam.
Yeah,
about him specifically, but wouldn't the sort of issues surrounding the back room of the club be less talked about if it wasn't for Wacker? Anyway, that's my pick.
No, I don't think so. There's plenty of people talking about it.
Yeah. What is the drama? Taylor, I do believe you are being slightly dishonest there, but there are rumours going around about disquiet in the background of the club, but they are rumours, unsubstantiated, and no one has brought any evidence forward to suggest there is anything other. The club have put out a statement because some of the rumours and a particular anonymous Twitter account user was quite offensive to some of the employees at the club, and so as Mike says, they came out with a statement, and that's really it from that.
I would also point out that I think we spoke to the beginning of the season, didn't we? And I think Bruce actually asked the question about the turnover of staff.
He did, yeah.
So it is something we have covered. And unfortunately, people that have an anonymous account online can say what the hell they like. People, you can't just make stuff up unless you know. So, when they have them on, we'll be obviously opening up questions usually. So people can ask questions and we ask what gets asked. So there's no sort of editing of those questions, so
we'll tend to forget about them anyway. Ollie says, Ollie's done that one. Tim Hubbard says, if we're bringing players in, that'll mean someone have to go. Will Smith get will Smith get another season with us? No, he'll be done. If you heard his interview on Humberside a couple of weeks ago, he very politely said, "I'm all right, thanks, gents." Will Morris still be here? I kind of hope not, given Hurst's non-committal about him. I think there's a lot better out there.
I went and actually wrote a retained list today. I wrote my own retained list.
Apologies, Taylor.
I
didn't know. Yeah,
How many players?
Fine.
How many players who are out of contract, Mike, are you offering new contracts? Sorry, is this you? Is this your opinion or what you think Hurst will do?
No,
Sorry,
it's my opinion, Sam. It's my opinion. Paul Hurst has not rung me and asked me to do the retained list, so it's just my opinion. I think.
Yeah.
I offered
what's your
Crocombe
opinion
something.
then?
So Crocombe keep, Afete let go, Waterfall, Mar, let Amos go, Morris go, Taylor go, Scannell go. That's pretty much it. I kept most of the midfielders. Kept Glennon, Mar, Waterfall, and Emmanuel as sort of the only 4 defenders.
Aren't me
sort of in my head? So there's a lot of work to do, but the sort of central midfield is quite.
Mishi, Waterfall, Mishi, Waterfall, Mar, and Glennon are all under contract, aren't they? I think.
Yeah, but you don't have to keep someone just because they're under contract.
Yeah, they could go
if you keep Emmanuel,
Yeah,
if we manage to keep Emmanuel, I'd like a second choice right back that's not Afete. If we can't keep Emmanuel, then Afete is fine, but I would like somebody a little bit better than Afete.
The thing about Mishi, though, is even if you say you keep Emmanuel and you say Emmanuel's your first choice right back, and because we all think Hurst is going to revert to a 4 next season, don't we? So, but Mishi would give you the option to play on the right of a 3, the right of a 4, or as wing back. So there's a method to keeping even if you think he's not quite up to it as a League 2 right back. That's not my position, but I'm kind of
I see.
A little bit.
That's very
I see
good,
what
Andrew.
you're saying. I see what you're saying,
No,
but I don't think Paul Hurst likes 3 at the back or 5 at the back at all. Just from what he said, I just don't think he likes it. It's just he's had to do it because of circumstances. And unfortunately, when looking at it, the lack of wide forward players has probably killed us the second half of the season. We're desperate for wide forward players. And if you play a 5, you can't have those wide wingers. And I think they're vital in this league.
Andrew says, no, not Scannell. Fair enough. Andrew Marr says, it's interesting
he
how
basically
happy
said
we are.
something explicit. Sorry, Mike.
That's a proper dad look, that was. It's interesting how happy we all are to make players unemployed.
Yeah, but...
It's the game. It's yeah, go on then, Sam. You can't help. He's like a terrier.
It's the game, innit? It's the game, innit? That's how it works. So sorry, I basically what you're going to say there. Sorry.
It's all right.
Oh, here we go. Bruce is unmuting. This will go well.
Welcome to the Sam podcast. For all things Sam, please subscribe, follow, hit the button, hit the likes. You know what's coming.
We've got his OnlyFans address along the bottom now. For £5 a week, he'll talk at you as well.
That's amazing. Ollie says Scannell was down the Ave yesterday when Town were playing, so I don't think he's part of the plans. Maybe not, Ollie. that's probably... Okay.
Unless he was playing very wide.
This is worse than the trip home. This is going well. I'm just going to put these up so he can feel really awkward. That's it. I'm off.
They're just saying how nice you all are. Yeah, I don't believe you. No, they are, Penny. They're just saying how nice you all are.
This is.
No, I don't know.
That's even. That was even better. The whole Bruce Hefner. I mean, Bruce is in trouble when he gets home.
He's not standing up for a couple of minutes, is he? He's not standing up.
I was going to say something really rude.
Oh, don't do that, mate. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is. I do quite like this. Bruce is currently just stood up to show his crotch, which is lovely for anyone who is listening to this on a podcast. If you are listening to it
they're not still listening, Alex. They're not.
If you are going to listen to this on the podcast or you watch it live, I'm going to intersperse it with a couple of bits from the game yesterday where I tried to do some proper recording with Henry on the game during it. I didn't think this is how the thing would go. Cold is it, Bruce? Says Stephen. At least he's not wearing those shorts, says Nolan. Andrew says desperately trying to cling on to the football.
Thanks, Andrew. We appreciate it, mate.
Please, mate. In 3 seasons with Town, Scannell has made 25 appearances, according to Wiki. I don't think that's true. That can't be true.
That's not going to be far off.
Is it that many?
That's what I was thinking. It can't be that many.
He made an awful lot of sub appearances. He's made an awful lot of sub appearances, hasn't he? But Wiki is the worst place to go for stats, by the way. So just please, people, in the summer, when we're signing a player, please do not look at their stats on Wikipedia because they are wrong. Transfer Marks is the best place to go. Just don't quote Wikipedia when we've signed a player, please. I lose my mind.
Well, we'll do some football because we've only got a few minutes left, thank God. In the women's team, they played their last game this season, won the league already, and they finished off the season in style. They won 2-0 against Lincoln United's development team. Bethany Wharton scored the first goal, and Alicia Dion got the second. In fact, we have the second goal here. I'm going to, put it up so everyone can watch. It is far better than, well, it's some football for a start, which is better than what we've got. But this was the second goal today. They move up into the next league, obviously, as champions. Hang on, what's going on here? I haven't moved it forward, have I? There we go.
Oh, high press there, winning the ball back in transition. Oh, what a ball. Beats the offside trap.
It's a good camera angle.
Oh, that's lovely.
I don't think I've seen a Town player finish like that all season.
That's lovely. Direct, win the ball back, break out, play it in, get a shot off. Lovely.
What is Bruce doing?
Bruce is hailing a cab.
No, I'm just.
I'm glad there's no word.
One of the girls that's out with us has just gone behind the bar and she's helping the bar staff. She's just pulled a decent looking pint, to be fair.
Good stuff.
He's like a news reporter just jumping in with vital bits of information we need, isn't it?
I'm not sure it's very vital, to be fair.
Simon is saying this pre-prod ramble is going on for a while. When is it going to start properly? Simon, probably next season.
If we had a choice, ladies and
gentlemen, successful. Oh, sorry, Mike. Go on.
If we had a choice, ladies and gentlemen, we would have stopped the podcast by now this season because there's nothing to talk about.
I think we should be rewarded actually for bringing top quality content like this, even when there is nothing.
Said that with a straight face.
I know, I did. It's true. Like, you don't get this. You don't get this on Radio Humberside.
Well, here we go. Sam's unmuted.
I'm just glad he let us everyone else finish their sentence. Oh, he's gone.
All right. Oh, he's muted now.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's muted again. Are you going to say? No, he's not. He's gone from saying.
I didn't realize I'd unmuted. I didn't have anything to say.
That's not.
I don't believe that for a second. I do not believe that for a second.
Nolan says, this is what I want to see from you all. Ollie says, what's the best kebab in North East Lincolnshire? Ollie, I'm really, closeted. I thought it was VKH, but that's apparently just because of what I've drank. So if anyone's got any better ideas, in fact, do you want to go back to the old game of which is the best restaurants in Grimsby and Cleethorpes?
It can't be any worse.
You don't get this quality on Netflix. You don't get this on Welcome to Wrexham, do you? Oh, Bruce is coming in.
I just knew that was going to happen.
I can't believe anyone's still here, to be honest, apart from the four of us.
They wanted to find out what's happening on your night out, mate, to be honest.
70 people are watching this.
I've got a child I need to get rid of.
70?
And then I shall be in the Swashbuckle Tavern later on.
We've got 43.
You're going elsewhere?
We've ordered pizza, mate. I don't know where it is. The snooker's on the big screen. Selby against some Belgian guy. Selby looks like he's doing quite well. He was losing earlier, but my eyesight's not what it was. It's just sunk of black. But yeah, the girls have.
Say that. He's gone. Oh, there we go. I haven't even cut him off. He's gone. Simon wants to know when Sam's spin-off pod starts for the summer. We don't know. Any other thoughts on the Crewe game before we, move on with our days? Chiffy wants to know, does Mike know?
Sam's spin-off pod will begin in earnest. We'll talk about all things. The Sam Barrack podcast, where we talk about all things other than Grimsby Town. We're going to do politics, F1, cricket.
He's so far behind.
Yeah, but that's what you get from Conservatives.
But thank you, Chiffy, by the way. Did you see that? Having a go at my Barnet.
I think it's a lovely quiff.
At least I've still. It's not a quiff. At least I've still got it.
I tell you something. This is.
I must say, you're looking very trim. I know you popped into the barbers this week, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, Mehmet gave me a haircut. Lovely guy. Yeah. My lad. I quite like where I live. It's very nice and it's very community. So much so that when last time we went to vote, Charlie just wandered across the road into the barbers and made himself a drink and came back out. He didn't even ask. He just went in and got one. Yeah. We doing a season review next week or just normal podcast? I think we'll do some awards. In fact, we need to think of some. So if any of you guys out there have got any ideas on what awards we could give out and who you would give those awards to, the funnier the better would be really appreciated. And we can give them out next week as well. And also, who do you want coming up via the playoffs from the National League? Nolan, I would quite like Woking because it's up the road.
I would love Bromley. Just for how annoyed it would be for Alex.
I would go and I would absolutely give both barrels to Andy Woodman all the way through. We'd still lose 3-0. We'd lose 3-0.
Yeah.
And do you know what? A credit to the fatty. He's doing all right.
They'd have to dig that pitch up as well, wouldn't they?
They would. That'd be funny. No.
Oh, that serves them right.
Oh, Sam's back.
Yeah, serves them right.
Yeah,
Sam's back.
I'm going to the Woking Bromley playoff game. I'm going to the Woking Bromley playoff game on Wednesday night.
Why is he speaking in
echo? So I'll be there. I don't mean, am I? Sorry. Is it that bad?
No, you just
no. You literally said it twice, mate. It's not the echo. You literally keep saying it. Okay, then.
You know what? If the echo
next week, ladies and gents, we will have something planned a lot better.
Will we?
Well, yeah, if we're doing the awards, we'll have to plan stuff, won't we?
Yeah, you guys can do that. I'm having a break. Yeah. So the Woking game might be quite good. Have you got the tickets? Aren't even out yet, Sam. So that's pretty impressive.
No. I will be getting my mate sorting them for me.
Do you think Notts County won't do the? You don't think Notts County will do it then?
I think Chesterfield will go up. I don't know why. I've just got a hunch.
You see, Rob McElhenney was on about on Twitter. He's like, "Oh yeah, let's do 111 points next season." Everybody's like, "I'm not getting 111 points in League Two, fella."
They will. It's annoying, but they'll be out of here. Andrew Matthew says, "Any thoughts on Scunny?" Absolutely none. There is apparently a very interesting dossier out on Twitter about their owner, so it's well worth having a look up for that. I don't know whereabouts it is, but it's quite revealing if any of that is true. Tim Hubbard says, "What about those who are coming down? It looks quite southern based." I've added that bit because it does. Let me just have a quick. I'll pull up the League One table. We've already got a couple relegated confirmed. Hang on. Google's terrible at this.
You've got Cambridge, haven't you, that are looking likely? You've got, is it Oxford?
Forest Green are down. Oxford look pretty safe. And then it's sort of 3 from 4 of Cambridge, Morecambe, Accrington, and MK Dons.
Yeah.
I would quite like Oxford, MK Dons, and Cambridge down here, obviously, because I'm very selfish. I would like to see more town games.
Are Oxford safe now then? I've looked at that for a while then.
Yeah. Funny enough, he's gone because I had a twisted discussion with Bruce a couple of days ago saying good riddance to Hartlepool because it's miles away from London and we never get any points off them. Oxford. Oxford pretty secure,
Oxford aren't safe. Cambridge have got 2 games in hand on everybody, so they could still catch them and pull them into it. But they are relatively safe. They've got a better goal difference than everybody. But MK
Ryan Bennett's Cambridge.
Ryan Bennett's Cambridge. Not for next season, no. Andrew Niles says, "Stop picking on Scunny. It's like kicking a disabled puppy." Yeah, but it's nice to kick a disabled puppy once in a while, isn't it?
I went out for Carvery earlier to the local pub to see where they're playing next year.
That was worth it. Sam, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that you say it's like kicking a disabled pup, but the problem is all its injuries are as a result of its own ineptitude. So it's not like it's been badly treated by other people. It's completely it's done stupid things, this puppy, if we're going to extend the metaphor. And therefore, why should I offer it my sympathy for?
I rather wish we would have.
Yeah, let's extend the metaphor.
Fine. So, I mean, that's it. I'm bored of this. I'd like to go home and go and have a beer because everybody else has. Anybody got anything to add before we go? Sam, Mike, anything from you?
No, mate. No, I want to go.
I would love to say normal service will be resumed next week, but we know it won't improve. Thank you all for your patience and listening in. We will come back next week. If you do have any awards you would like us to give out to anybody, please do send it into the podcast on Twitter or Facebook. I'll try and look at it. And if you do have our flag, give it back as well, because I've still not given up on the hope that one day it will turn up. Enjoy your bank holiday. Andrew, I was only taking the mic. Don't worry. And that's it. We'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you for having us. Goodbye.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
Piece of football. Really good goal. You can't let this one go down. Grimsby are heading back to the Football League.
Love it.